Oh, yo, 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 yo. Headphones day today. Um, so, I'm gonna do. I did this. Yesterday night. This guy. It's really good fun. Really interesting to make. Let's see here. I'm starting to grasp the kind of basics of it. There's still a Cosmoverse. Like I said, I kind of understand the basics of it now. I kind of grasp the idea of how things work. I recognize my my flaw in process. Like I know that in modeling, it's the same as in drawing. Like you gotta take things in certain steps, right? You know, when you're painting, the painting is going to look ugly for a while until you take the next necessary step to enhance the foundation that you've laid. And I know it's the same for modeling. Like you need to go big to small. You need to make the foundation so that when you add the second layer of complexity, it's going to make it that much better. But if you rush it, you're going to have a sloppy, like a sloppy base. So that's what I figured out last night with this model. Hey, Captain Boss, how's it going? What up? Yeah, so I actually modeled another head as well, which was horrific, which I understood the fact that I'm making it all wrong. Oh, the light? Old school way of making cast shadows. Just add an object in front of the light source. If the light sources are dynamic, then yeah, that it works. That butt head, yeah, it's a butt head. Right, so no. So I'm gonna do in the 90s, yeah, exactly. Quake 1 map. Quake 1 map style where we blocked the light source because the light sources in that was dynamic. It would bake the light. So if you wanted a cool shadow, you had to fake it. So we're going to start the timer. I'm going to try to model something with a beak. And on the Discord, there is a voice chat in general. If anyone want to join in there, we'll get going. If I feel more comfortable, yeah, definitely. There's still a lot of things I don't know. Um, but um, but I think I think it'll be good in the end. I think it'll be good in the end. I think I want to try Greece. Skeksis? What's a Skeksis? All right, let's go. Here we go. Let's go into sculpting. 1 second, I need to rotate it first. Yeah. All right. That's it. We are going down this path. Hey, Zealin. Cosmoverse. Oh, Dark Crystal. Chuntao Lee. Hey, Salty Leggy, how's it going? What's up? All right, so we're gonna go into sculpting land. We're gonna do something with a mouth this time. I wanted to show the basic how to set it up so that you could get your own base down. And like I said, if anyone want to join in the chat on Discord, please do. We can you can join in and talk. If you don't want to talk, you don't need to talk. If you want to help out with, why am I? Oh, if I have any question and you want to answer it, and not hang around to use voice chat, just like to explain the problem, you can do that too. Like I mentioned earlier in the stream, I modeled something last night, and I learned the hard way that you gotta have a really good base as you are building the image, the sculpt, right? And before you move on to the next step of like structure, right? You gotta have the base down first, and that I did like I tried my hand at sort of a orc head off stream, and it turned horrific. It just turned into mush because I rushed it. Hey Mikkel, how's it going? If you just want to do some weird noises, I mean, you can if you want to, but it'll just reflect badly on yourself if you join and make weird noises on the voice chat. But if you feel like joining and asking a question or just hanging out and you know, talking, please do. I think I'm going to try to do this every Friday. Like as Feedback Friday is orientated towards you, I don't see a reason why we shouldn't have Fridays as an open voice comms. And I think next week I'll start figuring out what we should do with grease brush. That's something I also want to learn, and a lot of people keep commenting like, oh, the grease brush is amazing, or grease pencil, or whatever it's called. And I hear always like a lot of cool things about it, so I guess that's one venue we're going down. Hey, Tony, how's it going? Gria, what's up? Zelin. Vanity's Fall. Vanity's Fall. You think I'll do? I'll go that hardcore? Nah. Man. It's fun though. I must say, it is fun, and it is addicting, and it is really, um, as an artist that thinks a lot in 3D, regardless, it's a really, it's like a rewarding way of doing it, and you can, I think, anyone who want to be a concept artist should try sculpting. Sculpting in Blender. I would say for many reasons, but one of the reasons is it's quite uncomplicated to model. Gria, cool. So it's rather uncomplicated to model. The only shortcut there that I forgot on the first episode, which I remembered on the second episode, was Control 5. It's a shortcut for subdivide to get a square to a sphere, and having it good enough to start sculpting on top of. And another important to remember is the Dyn topo to have it checked. Other than that, it seems to be just model something. I know, I think it was Cosmoverse, right? You're doing a dragon in Sculpt. I kept them both. So at some point, I want to know Cosmoverse. Yeah, it was. That's great. Like Cosmoverse is also doing models. If you go to Cosmoverse, I don't know if you're a man or a woman, but if you go to Cosmoverse private sketchbook, Cosmoverse is has an own sketchbook on the Discord, and posting the model experiences there, I believe. It's really cool. Really fun to see. A girl. Girl! But that's also another cool thing with sculpting, is that it's so easy to pick up, and you can explore it, and you can just kind of try around and see what happens and what it does, and you know, what if you can create something interesting. And much like any Dark Souls game or any of these hardcore games, much like here is you are gonna fail. you're gonna do some horrific quality models to start with, and it's important to be alert of what you're over what you're doing, and kind of analyze your mistakes, and then you won't make as many mistakes as you potentially could, which is good. But the best way to learn something new is to just have fun and, you know, be creative, which I'm trying to do with this. And I saved the lighting condition on that other one, so now we at least can get a quick little oh, you can model. Oh, you can model in the lighting. Oh, that's pretty dope. I didn't know that. Gria, that's cool. Einstein, well, thank you. If only talking of work, for now, I only see a use of Blender for hard surface designs and putting together a scene and light setting, perhaps. What's your opinion on that? I think a lot of people use that, and I think it's a proven, valid thing to do. A lot of people do it. You can get a lot of complexity down fast. Like, put it like this, right? I could, all the complexity that goes into this head, I can then copy this head. You know, nothing stops me from reusing this head 10,000 times. And in that sense, you could get a really, really complicated scene really, really fast because you can just copy it. So it's the same with, let's say you're doing hard surface stuff, and you make a cool looking mechanical part, and then you copy paste it, move it around, see it in perspective and all these things, right? And then you can use lighting. So it'll be really, really, you know, I'd say it can be really efficient. But then again, I mean, I'm not a 3D artist, so, you know. But I've seen a lot of people use it in the industry for these purposes. I mean, I'm not even a full working day into Blender experience. I'm still on maybe 5 hours, 6 hours of Blender so far. But definitely I can see a use for it in that sense. Which I want to explore. I also want to explore hard surface stuff. But that comes at a later point, I'd say. For the time being, I'm having too much fun sculpting. Askexis? Almost Askexis. Someone suggested, so I'm trying. Einstein, sure. Show ahead. Show. Vanity's Fall. Is it not an incredible tool for believability? Absolutely, Vanity Fall. Absolutely. That's like a really good strength of the 3D programs, that you can get really accurate, realistic light. You can get physics. You can get you know, extremely complex things for more or less for free, you know, because the program is doing all the heavy lifting. And I think that's really, really cool. But you should also be careful of that fact. You know, because you don't necessarily learn anything. You cheat. Let's see what eyes die. Oh, I know your name. Ah, reveal. That's really cool. Hey. Who's hosting me? Bazari. Hey, cheers. Thanks for the host, Bazari. You win another beer. Much appreciated, Bazari. If you're around, I hope your stream went well. And for y'all, you new people, I'm currently exploring Blender. And today I decided I should learn how to make a model with an open mouth with the custom base. I only have 30 minutes to model something. So I'm kind of trying to teach myself of like what that means, and what I need to do in order to make something readable in 30 minutes. And I'm halfway through it, and yeah. There's modeling, layout, add, mesh, UV sphere. Where are you? Copy, paste. Hopefully it's something like that. Yeah, something like that. Okay, back to sculpting. Yeah, look at that. It's 2.81. You have some peepers. Peepers, creepers. Oh, really, Kevin? Cool. Kevin, this is. I mentioned it earlier on the stream before you guys arrived. I think I am on hour 5 or 6 of lifetime experience of Blender. So, yeah, I am extremely new to this. And I'm currently practicing doing models in half an hour. And the idea is that I'll make a model in half an hour. The end goal is that I make a model in half an hour based on your suggestion, and then following day I'll do a paint over on top of that model in half an hour, so that we kind of get some sort of interesting things happening. And it also allows me to learn the program under pressure, all these things. But yeah, I'm far from seasoned when it comes to Blender, and it shows, obviously. But nevertheless, it's fun. Ice Dye, I posted it on Discord, and I showed it at the beginning of this stream. I can open it later on, but on Discord there is, I posted it in Share Your Art. Why is it so? Oh, it could be because I don't have Dinotopo on. There we go. Smart guy. And I was like, why? I kept thinking, why is it not doing what I wanted to do? Why is it behaving so weirdly? And that explains it. Oh, there we go, Ice Day. Nice. Yeah, I did a quick paint over of the model I made last night. Kevin. Well, thank you. Thank you. But I can honestly say I am not good at Blender. But I don't think that matters. Blender, just because you're good at Blender doesn't make you a good sculptor, you know, if that makes sense. Or a good artist, for that matter. It's all about what you do with the tool, right? It's not the tool itself that makes you a good artist. All philosophic here. But it's true though. It's true though. So where are we time-wise? 6 minutes left. So we're 25 minutes into the model. It's okay. It's okay. I would have liked a better result. I doubt I will be able to do any major changes up until end of the stream. But let's keep on pushing. For all you new people who came with a host, it's a half-an-hour stream every day. And it's usually based on your suggestion on what I should draw. This week I've been doing learning 3D, and like I mentioned earlier, the end goal is to start doing your topics in 3D and then paint it, so we get a little bit of variety. I can challenge myself. We all learn new things. I'm obviously learning Blender with you on stream, you know, figuring out what buttons to press and so on. So you also can just download Blender and try it because it's for free and it costs nothing. Hey Eric, how's it going? 4.5 minutes left. Kevin 3D. Yeah. It's a scheduled stream for half an hour every day only. Because we have 30 minutes of sketching mandatory at the office. I introduced that so that you always start the day with experimenting on something new and something that you haven't tried before, so that when we switch to client work, we are already warmed up, we are already ready to tackle what the client needs us to do. So we don't need to fail for the client in order, to get warmed up. And every artist that does this at the studio, I mean, it's mandatory more or less. They improve drastically because it allows them to be creative in a free environment where failing is a part of the creative process. And if you don't set yourself up for that, you will never be able to. You will always stare at that blank canvas in fear. And after like a long time of trying things, experimenting things, you start looking at that blank canvas as potential rather than disaster. So I have a 30-minute stream that's daily, every day. This is the 5th year I'm doing, so we're on season 5. And usually what happens is that you raid someone afterwards. So we pass on the love, and we go about our business until tomorrow. But tomorrow is Saturday, so I'm not going to stream on a Saturday. But I will stream on Monday. Vanity about needing to learn 3D. I think it's really useful to know 3D. Not so much about the technical aspect of knowing 3D, but what's really important is the understanding of how things are in 3D. Not so much the 3D itself. Like, for example, what's a really good exercise is to try to model something that you've designed, to see, what actually happens when someone is giving you something that you've designed. What's their struggles? Where are you as the designer failing to show? Maybe you're drawing something incorrectly that doesn't work in 3D space, and all these things. You don't know that until you have that experience and understand, oh shit, I can't draw shoulders like this, or eyes this way, or whatever it is that you maybe you're doing a mistake of, and you don't know that the fact that you're doing that mistake because you don't understand how it sits in 3D space. So it's a really good way to get that understanding, but it's also not mandatory, right? You can still understand that regardless of if you know 3D or not. It's just a matter of it has the potential of highlighting an issue in your thought process that you might not have understood until you tried it. That's all. Time is up. Ricky, yeah, the eyes are separate. I added them as balls. So we had There you go. Something, something evil. With a shady cast shadow on top. What characteristics makes a space cowboy? Well, space and cowboy to start with. Cowboy could be a farmer, it could be a wrangler, it could be outlaw, could be many things. And what is space? Is it deep space? Is it spaceships? Is it planets? Hey there, Bart. We are learning 3D. And I sculpted this, so come Monday, we will paint this. I will show you what I did last night. So this is the model I sculpted last night to kind of to practice a little bit more. It's a little this more than 30 minutes, obviously, more like an hour. But it was good fun. I then screenshotted this and painted on top of it in Photoshop, just as an interesting experimentation. Like I said, I'm 5 hours into Blender, but I can already see the potential of it and the fun of it and the use of it. So I want to be a little bit more efficient. But we are getting there in terms of workflow and me being able to model something that you request. The fact that let's say it was the Dark Crystal enemy, that would be the task that I should have modeled. I think I could have made something close to it, right, in half an hour. It's not exactly that, but I never draw exactly what I always do it in my twist. But doing it this way, it shows that you can model something in half an hour, and you can then paint on top of it the following day, which is really cool, which is what I need to. Acrocube. He's happy for sure. Eric Ricky, yeah, exactly. Vulture Man from Thundercats. Yeah, that's true. All right, so let's raid someone. We're gonna raid Tofu Senshi. Have a great weekend there, Bart, and thanks for coming in. So what's usually happen is that I do an outro, and after the outro, take you to the raid. So stick around. Good night if you're that part of the world. Have a great day if you're in this part of the world. See you guys on Monday. Otherwise, I'm most likely going to stream over the weekend and do more 3D or experiment. I will want to learn grease pencil. I think I'm going to look into that over the weekend. But all right, thanks everyone for joining in. Thanks for all the hosts and raids and all that good stuff. Have a good one.